Hello students, welcome to a class of retail promotion. In our last retail promotion class, we had studied about the objectives of sales promotion, where the focus was on consumers. In this session today, we will continue our study further. We will be learning the objectives of sales promotion, where the focus will be on trade customers. Dear students, in our previous class, we had learned how a retailer or brand does sales promotion targeting end customers. We learned how sales promotion is done to acquire new customers and also to retain existing customers. We also saw the various consumer promotional tools used by a retailer or brand. So, at the end of this class, you should be able to describe the objectives of sales promotion where the focus is on trade customers. This is the lesson objective for us today. Dear students, before beginning our class, I will request you to please take out your retail promotion textbook and open the first unit, which is planned sales promotion. Please refer to the topic objectives of sales promotion. Students, in our previous class, we had already discussed who a trade customer is. So a trade customer is one who buys a product not for personal use but for resale. Example is a shopkeeper. A shopkeeper keeps different products in his shop. He buys these products from a wholesaler or a supplier. But these products are not for his personal use. He resells those products to different customers or different people who come to his shop. Now, trade customers are again classified into two categories. First one is the wholesaler. I think all of you have heard this word wholesale before. So a wholesaler is one who buys goods from the manufacturers and then he sells these goods to the retailers. So for example, if I am a wholesaler of potatoes, so I will buy large quantities of potato from a potato grower or a potato farmer, and then different shopkeepers or retailers will come to me and buy this potato from me. Now the next one is retailer. A retailer is one who sells goods to the public in relatively small quantities for use or for consumption rather than resale. So this is the difference here. Students, customers who go to a wholesaler, that is people who go to a wholesaler to buy, are normally people who again resell those products. That is, customers who go to a wholesaler are normally retailers or shopkeepers who buy the products from the wholesaler and then again sell them to the customers. But in case of a retailer, the customers who go to a retailer are normally the end users of the product. For example, if I want a toothpaste, I will go to a shop and buy a toothpaste and I will use this toothpaste for my personal use. But a retailer will go to a wholesaler, he will buy 100 toothpaste and then he will again resell those toothpaste to different customers. So I believe now you have understood what wholesalers and retailers do. Dear students, let us now see why does a brand do sales promotion targeting trade customers. The first reason for this is to obtain trade support. A brand needs to get retailers to carry new items and more inventory, buy ahead or advertise the company's products. For example, all FMCG brands, that is fast moving consumer goods brands like Hindustan Unilever, Britannia. So students, let me explain this to you with an example. Let us take the example of Britannia. I think all of you know this brand. Britannia makes biscuits, cakes, different food products like different other food products. Now, how does Britannia deliver its products to the customers or to us? Now, Britannia does it with the help of the retailers or different wholesalers or shopkeepers. So what Britannia does is, Britannia does manufacturing. It manufactures biscuits, sweets, cakes, chips, whatever they manufacture. Now they sell these products to different wholesalers or retailers or shopkeepers. Now as a customer or a consumer, we buy the products from the shopkeepers, the retailers. Now for example, imagine a scenario where there is no retailer or no wholesaler or no shopkeeper, and there is only manufacturer, that is Britannia. Now if you need a packet of biscuit, Britannia biscuit in your house, do you think it is possible for Britannia to deliver that packet of biscuit from its factory to you at your home? Do you think it is possible if everyone in all over India wants to have biscuit, Britannia biscuit, and Britannia only the manufacturer, there is no distributor or no retailer in place, and it has to deliver individually the products to the customers? That is impossible, right? So a manufacturer or brand needs to have a lot of trade support, that is, needs a lot of support from the retailers or the wholesalers. So a manufacturer or a brand depends for its success on the retailers and wholesalers. If retailers or wholesalers are not buying its products to resell to the customers, then its products are of no use. For example, Britannia is keeping on producing biscuits, but no shopkeeper is buying its biscuits for resale. What is the use? Britannia cannot sell products directly to the end consumer. It is impossible. It has to sell the products only to retailers or other wholesalers or shopkeepers. So this is the first point, that is obtain trade support. So I believe you have understood what it means. So a brand needs support of the retailers and other wholesalers. The retailers and wholesalers buy the products of the brand and then sell the product to the customers. A brand also needs a retailer's help in advertising the company's products. For example, Britannia is doing some advertisement for its products, but it needs to have a place where it can show its advertisement. TV is one medium, then hoardings on the roadside is one medium, but if the brand wants to reach each and every customer in India, the only way to do is by doing small advertisements inside the shops or inside the retail stores or in the mall. You might have seen in several shops like hoardings of Britannia or any other brand for Pepsi, even some milk brands in Assam if you see. Okay, different milk brands in Assam, they do advertisements. Like small shop, they will have a hoarding of some brand, Vodafone, then Airtel, Jio, every brand does this. So a brand needs the help of the retailers to carry new items, inventory, and also to advertise its products. Dear students, the next reason is increased shelf space. Brands also need to ensure that their products are visible and available on the store's shelves where consumers can buy it. So students, let us again understand this by using an example. Let us continue with Britannia. Now Britannia is making biscuits and cakes. For example, let us take the example of Big Bazaar. Now Britannia is selling its products to Big Bazaar, the biscuits and cakes. So for example, there is a Big Bazaar store in Guwahati. Okay, and Britannia has given a lot of its merchandise, that is the biscuits and cakes, to Big Bazaar for sale. Now if Big Bazaar is not displaying the products inside its store or not keeping the products on the shelves, do you think customers can buy? For example, Big Bazaar brings all the Britannia products and keeps the products in its storehouse, in its storeroom or storehouse. What do you think? Will the product sell on its own? How will the product sell? The products will be sold only if the products are displayed inside the store, the Big Bazaar store. Then only customers will pick the products and buy it. Look at this image here. See how different products are stacked on the shelves. So as a manufacturer or as a brand, it is very important to make sure that the wholesaler or the retailer not only buys its products, but it should also display its products on itself. Then only consumers will buy. Only buying the product from Britannia and then keeping in the storeroom will not be of any use. No consumer will be able to buy. So brands always try to have a good relation with the retailer, or they give some incentive to the retailer so that they display their products on the shelves, and they give more space to the brand products maybe, or they give better selling space. Better selling space is like spaces where the products are visible, more clearly visible to the consumers. Or now I think we have already studied before, wherein we had learned where in a store particular area is like giving you more sales. So as a brand, your objective will be to make sure that your products are displayed in that area where sales is good. So a brand always tells the retailer to display its products on the shelves or places where customers can easily see, or where customers normally buy the most. So to do this, they always have to give some incentive or some benefits to the retailers. So this is the second objective for giving sales promotion to retailers, that is increase shelf space. Dear students, the next reason is supplement and coordinate advertising and personal selling activities. Getting the product onto the shelf is just the first step. Next, brands have to get distributors excited about their product or about the consumer sales promotion plan by the brand. Now students, once a shopkeeper or a retailer buys the products from the manufacturer and displays the product on the shelf, the brand or the manufacturer also has to make sure that the retailer is actually selling the products. For example, take the example of a shopkeeper. Okay, now for example, there's a shopkeeper near your house, and you go to the shopkeeper and you tell him that I need Parle-G biscuits. Now the shopkeeper has Parle-G biscuits in his shop, but he tells you that he doesn't have, and he tells you that I don't have Parle-G, I have Tiger biscuits. Just because the shopkeeper doesn't have Parle-G biscuits and you need biscuits at one time, so you will go for Tiger biscuits. So the sale of the Parle-G biscuits is gradually going down in this shop because the shopkeeper is always selling the Tiger biscuit. So as a brand or as a manufacturer, a brand also has to make sure that a retailer or a shopkeeper or a distributor is actually taking interest in selling the products of the brand. So to encourage the retailers or the distributors to sell its products, the brand always does different types of promotional activities targeting these retailers or the wholesalers. So it has to encourage, or it has to give certain kind of incentive to the retailers or the wholesalers, so that they not only just display the brand's products on the shelves, but they use their staff or the sales staff in the store. They are actually promoting the brand products, or they are trying at their end to sell the products. You might have seen in several stores, like retail stores in Guwahati, different brands have their own sales people. Especially in cosmetics, if you go to Shoppers Stop, okay, in Guwahati, and you see that, like yes, I remember now. We went to Shoppers Stop already, if you remember, during your industrial visit. So you had seen in that cosmetics section, each brand was having each brand was having their own salesperson. So the brand was making sure, each brand was making sure that the people in the store are actually promoting their brand or trying their brand products to be sold to the customers. So students, this is the third point, where a brand has to get support and try to get coordination with the retailers, so that they help them in advertising their products and also do personal selling activities. Dear students, let us now learn the various trade promotion tools. The first is price off. Now in price off, the brand or the manufacturer offers a straight discount of the list price during a stated period of time to the dealers or retailers. So for example, if the list price of a product is rupees 100, the manufacturer will give an offer to the retailer that if the retailer buys the product within the next 3 days or next 4 days, he will be able to buy it for a price of 95 rupees. So that is a 5 rupees, a discount of rupees 5 is given to the retailer. Now this discount will be available only for a stipulated time period, as I said before, maybe 3 days. So if within 3 days the retailer buys this product from the brand or the manufacturer, he will get a discount. Now this offer encourages the retailers to buy more quantities or carry new items that they might not usually buy. So as the brand or the manufacturer is giving a discount, so retailer will buy more products now. Suppose normally, take the example of Britannia. Suppose there is a shopkeeper, he normally buys 100 packets of Britannia biscuits every week, 100 packets of Britannia biscuits from the manufacturer, but just because the manufacturer is giving a discount of rupees 5 for the next day, so there is possibility that the shopkeeper will buy 200 packets of Britannia biscuits or even more. Now the retailers can use this buying allowance or discount for immediate profits, advertising or price reduction. Now what will the retailer do after getting 5 rupees discount? So 5 rupees discount for him is a kind of profit. How it is a profit is like, so normally the retailer buys, for example, a Britannia biscuit packet of rupees 10. Now normally the retailer buys the biscuit from the manufacturer at a cost of maybe rupees 8, and he sells it for rupees 10. He gets 2 rupees profit. But now as the manufacturer is giving a discount and he is getting the biscuit packet for rupees 6, so he can sell it for rupees 10 and he can get 4 rupees discount. So that is like 2 rupees more than the previous profit he had. So he can get 4 rupees profit. So initially he used to buy for 8 rupees, sell for 10 rupees, profit was 2 rupees. Now he is buying for 6 rupees, selling for 10 rupees, so profit is 4 rupees. Now this is kind of a profit for him, and this profit money he can use for some other things. Okay, he can use for advertising, or he can do some price reduction also. Again, see, now the manufacturer is giving a discount of price off. So 10 rupees biscuit retailer is getting for 6 rupees. Now retailer can also run a discount at his shop on his own. So he may sell the 10 rupees biscuit for 9 rupees. I think you might have seen it several times in Big Bazaar or Vishal if you go. Several food products they are selling at a price lesser than the MRP, maximum retail price. So how do you think the retailers are able to do this? They are able to do with this price of. So the manufacturer is giving them a discount, and then using that discount, retailers are also giving some discount to the customers. Dear students, now let us see the next emotional tool. It is allowance. Allowance is an amount offered in return for the retailers agreeing to feature the manufacturer's products in some way. So here the manufacturer will return back some amount of money to the retailer if the retailer allows the manufacturer to carry out certain activities inside the store. It is of two types. The first one is advertising allowance. An advertising allowance compensates the retailer for advertising the manufacturer's product. So here the retailer allows the manufacturer or the brand to carry out different advertising activities inside the store. The retailer also assists the manufacturer in executing these advertisements. Like the staff of the retail store will assist, and the retail store as a whole will give the manufacturer the space to carry out the advertising. So in return, the manufacturer will give an amount to the retailer, and this is known as advertising allowance. The second one is display allowance. A display allowance compensates the retailers for carrying out a special product display. So So here the retailer will allow the manufacturer to display its brand products in a particular way the manufacturer wants. The retailer will give them the space, so the manufacturer according to its will can create the design or display for its products. It will get the space it wants, and it will also get the assistance of the staff from the store. So in return, the brand or the manufacturer will pay a certain amount of money to the retailer, which is known as display allowance. Dear students, now let us see the next promotion tool. The next promotion tool is free goods. Manufacturers or brands provide extra merchandise to the retailers for free. If the retailers buy a certain quantity or certain flavor or size. Now students, let us understand this by using examples. Imagine that I am a shopkeeper. I sell different products in my shop. Now I also sell Britannia biscuits. So I buy Britannia biscuits from the Britannia brand and sell it in my shop. So normally, suppose in a month I buy 500 packets of Britannia biscuits. Now Britannia will give me an offer that instead of 500, if I buy 1000 packets, then I will have to pay only for 900 packets. So I will get 100 packets for free. So this is the first one, that is retailers, that is the brand giving the retailer extra merchandise. Now let us understand what is certain flavor. Now all of you know Lay's chips, right? Suppose Lay's comes up with a new flavor, that is pineapple flavor. Now as this flavor is very new, there is possibility that people may like it or may not like it, or the shopkeepers or the retailers may be even reluctant to sell this flavor. So Lay's will give an offer that if a retailer buys 500 packets of Lay's chips of pineapple flavor for selling, then Lay's will give another 200 packets as free. So that is, if the shopkeeper or retailer is buying 500 packets of pineapple flavored chips, he will get 200 packets free from the brand. So this is certain flavor. Then the same thing is applicable with certain size also. Imagine any apparel brand. Okay, so normally if you see any t-shirt, the sizes are normally like small, large, medium, extra large, double XL, like that. Suppose the brand comes up with a new size which is called plus size, that is like very fat people. It is like triple XL, extra large. Now there is possibility that shopkeepers or the retailers may not buy that size because they think that big size people are very less, so they may not buy it. Now in that case, again the retailer will give him an offer. Suppose if they buy 100 t-shirts of triple XL size, they will get like 20 t-shirts for free. So in this way, the manufacturers or the brands give different free goods. The next one is manufacturers also offer push money, which is cash or gifts to the dealers or their sales force to push the manufacturer's goods. So students, this is a kind of incentive. Now we all know that when we do sales in a retail store, we get incentives, right? If we are achieving our targets, we will get incentives. Now the brands also give certain incentives to the sales staff of a retail store. For example, imagine Lakme brand. Now I suppose I work in a retail store. Suppose I work in cosmetics. Suppose I work in Shoppers Stops in the cosmetics section. I look after Lakme products, and then I will get incentive if I do sales in the store from Shoppers Stop, and also if I am able to achieve a certain amount of sales for Lakme products, I will also get some incentive from Lakme. Okay, so this is push money. Similar things are seen in, if you might be aware of the insurance agents. Now if insurance agents gets incentives from the brand, that is LIC or any insurance brand you take, they will give incentive to the sales people if they sell their insurances to the customers. So these sales people, the insurance guys, are normally like freelancers, like they are not sticking to any particular brand, but they will get incentive from different insurance brands. Now the last topic is manufacturers also offer free specialty advertising items to retailers who carry the company's names such as pens, pencils, calendars, paperweights and memo pads. I think you are very familiar with this. Just take the example of calendars. You see different shops in our society, they like print calendars and the New Year calendars and diaries, and they distribute it among their salespeople, or they also distribute it among their customers. So this is done to like advertise its brand. Also, it's a kind of incentive to the, so they try to give kind of incentive to the people who are working for them. So they will give them different free gifts like pens, pencils. They will give calendars, paperweights, memo pads. This is seen with with doctors, especially the pharma companies, the medicine companies. They give lot of free gifts to doctors because a medicine company's products will sell only if the doctor or the doctor, when the doctors write their medicines when the doctors prescribe the medicine to the patients. So the medicine brands or the medicine companies give a lot of free gifts to the doctors. So students, this completes our lesson today. In this class we studied what is trade promotion, what are the various trade promotion tools, why trade promotion is done by brands. So please read the textbook, watch this video. Do let me know if you have any questions. Thank you for watching this video again. I will see you later. Take care.